I open my presentation with these words. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to my Creator and my ancestors. It is understandable about my Creator. He gave me another day to get it right. Amen. When I speak of my ancestors, it is to acknowledge their sacrifice at a horrific time in the history of this country when they chose to be quiet and appear submissive, to portend the progeny to represent their presence. Behavior in this time cannot and will not be silenced. I thank them for their endurance. As individuals of all genders, ethnicities, and ages who did not create the American culture we live in, it is acceptable, in my opinion, to question the why of certain anomalies. In other words, let's put our thinking caps on and question what we have been taught. This is a thinking session. Today I will speak in scientific terms. My words and language may seem strange and different. So I will have 2 breaks to answer questions. Let's look at history. I will first declare to you that a divine consciousness made a big bang, declared, let there be light, and a universe of energy and vibrations began and is still going on. I call that the work of the first scientists. The work of humans who are applauded for figuring out how things work, I call the core of recording scientists who explain as they research what is happening and how things work. They can be exceptional in their skill set, however, they create nothing. When information was retrieved from the East, Europeans recognized 5 methods of perception: taste, sight, touch, smell, and sound. The issue of spirit or divine consciousness or invisible particles was an anathema to their way of thinking at that time. And so, a European and Western civilization were built on the 5 senses and the order of body, mind, and spirit. Our thinking has been one: if our body is in good health, then our minds can be in good health, and our spirit will be in good health. And over the centuries, as man has created religions that acknowledge the unseen consciousness of the divine spirit, that consciousness was labeled pagan, pagan worship, and many people lost their lives if they believed in a spiritual God. But today, with the influx of meditation, yoga, Reiki, mindfulness, all of which have originated in the Far East, dealing with consciousness awareness, even the martial arts of Qigong, Kung Fu, America is being brought into the most important world of spirituality. Physics has confirmed the quantum theory, the quark, meson, and made the actions of these particles visible and acceptable to the modern world. So it is now comfortable to go to Boston University and listen to a seminar of spiritual psychotherapy, or encounter palliative care offering Reiki, and observing a society questioning religion that seems to previously, like Columbus, you go so far and fall off the world, but is now slowly adapting to a role model to any religion of spirit first, mind second, and body follows, to create happiness, health, harmony, and peace on this planet. In my opinion, the original scientists with laws of nature, energy, and vibration, and the recorders of science are uniting now and becoming one. It's important to remember that there have been many religions that have codes of ethics and conduct related to the original scientists or the creator. Does this mean that the recorders of science and religions are becoming one and soon will be the religious followers of the original creator? We shall see. I will take the time to consider any questions. It will take about 5 minutes. However, if your question needs extensive response, I'll refer it to a later time, and then we'll move on. Are there any questions around what I've said so far? Everyone's comfortable? Okay. The second section of my presentation will deal with the present knowledge and how we participate to our detriment. There is a theory called epigenetics. It suggests that if there was trauma or stress in your history 400 or 500 years ago, then that stress gene may have followed you in your genetic makeup, and today you may be predisposed to stress. What we know about stress is that it creates mucus and inflammation that builds into diseases, destroys the cell, natural function, and makes you sick. This is the simplest explanation I believe we can all understand. I have some videos and I have some PowerPoints. I hope you will listen. At a certain time, once again, I will stop, allow you to ask questions. Are we all on the same page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just, he set it up here. Okay. So now we've talked about stress reduction and the history of the universe. Can we disagree on our theories of who or how the universe was created? We sure can. Will the answer change your behavior? Is it important for you? Really? When now we function at extremes and need balance.
Spent over half of respectively. They go to extremes of masculine and feminine, chasing dreams, but they keep on falling, 'cause they don't know no balance. When will they learn to come back to the middle? You gotta take the good with the bad, and you might hit the wall. Sometimes you fly, and sometimes you will fall. There ain't no way to avoid the pain, but it's getting burned. That's how you will learn to come back to the middle. Come back to the middle. Yes. Needing to protect yourself. Now that is just a part of life. If you let your fears keep you from flying, you will never reach your height. To get to the top, you must come back to the middle. When will we learn to come back to the middle? When will we learn? Come back to the middle. Come back to the middle. Come back to the middle. Yeah. Don't make no mind about falling down, 'cause it's when you're in that valley you can see both sides more clearly. Back to the middle. Back to the middle. Back to the middle. Come back to the middle. Come back to the middle. Come back to the
So part of what has happened in our lives and the culture that we live in is that we have become part of a system that tells us what to do, how to do. Our education has taught us what we will learn, and all of that has been designed within a culture. But guess what? You are a part of the universal cosmos of energy and vibrations. You have always been a part of that. But what's happening? These are things that are happening scientifically now. This is a heart math presentation.
Over the past 18 years, our research center has investigated heart-brain interactions, how the heart and the brain communicate with each other, and how that affects consciousness and our perceptions. One of the things we identified in our research was the state we now call coherence. And what we found was that when we're feeling positive emotions, like we're really appreciating the sunset, or really feeling love or compassion or care for someone, that the heart beats out a very different message. The heart generates by far the largest rhythmic electromagnetic field produced in the body. And what we've now found is that if we look at the spectrum analysis of the magnetic field radiated by the heart, that emotional information is actually encoded and modulating into those fields. So by learning to shift our emotions, that's changing the information we're encoding into the magnetic fields radiated by the heart, and that can impact those around us. We are fundamentally and deeply interconnected with each other and the planet itself, and what we do individually really does count and matters.
Really does impact the vibrations and the energy, not just of our community, but the planet. So where do we stand now? I hope you will be comfortable with this. I'm sorry. I hope you will be comfortable with this next video because it talks about where we are now.
People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Both for me, and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about love and brother is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation. Oh, yeah. That's what the world is today. The sale of pills are at an all-time high. Your folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime. No, the beat goes on.
Go ahead.
My time is being told that I have to shorten it, so I'm going to move on. We want to take 2 minutes for you to do what is a standard considered meditation, which is to quiet yourself, and we have some quieting music. Just heard all the confusion. Now we're hearing something that's quieting. This is the standard way of dealing with meditation. You listen to quiet music, and it's supposed to lower your stress, make you feel calm, so that you can move on to do other things. So, I'm going to talk about stress reduction and resilience that I've put together. Exercises that you can use just like that. I'm going to do the exercise, and then I'm going to ask you to do it as well. The first, I'm going to think of taking a breath through the nose, through the nose, but I'm going to think of something loving in my heart. A pet, vacation, something you love and care about. So I'm going to take a breath, counting to 5. Think of something that I love and care about, and then slowly, I'm going to let it out my mouth. Try it again. Think about something that you love. You're going to breathe in through your nose. Think of this breath coming from your heart. Counting to 5. Slowly let it out your mouth. Now, how do you feel? How do you feel? Calm? This is what happens when you go to meditation. This is what happens when you're working in yoga. This is what happens when you're doing mindfulness. The difference is you can do this in 2 minutes. When you see it coming, just take that breath, think of something that you care and love about, and then just it works. It works well. These are considered energy and vibrations. Nothing new. We have scientific information that says your heart has a brain, has neurons in it, and it sends a message to your brain faster than your brain can receive that you banged your toe. Negative energy and vibration impacts your life, reduces the quality of your cell life, thus reducing the quality of your life. And positive energy and vibration impacts your life and improves the quality of your cell life, thus improving the quality of your life. And there is training to learn how to take care of your stress. Are there any questions on this breathing exercise? So now is there any question on the breathing of this exercise? So now you walk out now, you know how to deal with stress. You have the training. You've just done it. Keep it up, and you will find that many things will start changing in your life. And what you will realize is that when you think of something love, stress cannot occupy the same space. That's a scientific awareness. Two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So if you're stressed and you bring in love, stress is not available. So now you have a key. The question is, are you willing to use it? Now I've been asked to move it forward. So now I have a few, these are from Heart Math. I'd like you to listen to them because this information has been out here a long time. We're just getting it.
Let's talk about social coherence. Here's you. Who are you right now? What are you thinking? How's your attitude? What are you feeling? Your emotions. Look around. Your thoughts, attitude, and emotions, they're not just here. They're also out there in an energetic field. We all radiate an electromagnetic field. It's been measured. Heart Math calls this the energetic field environment. We know people next to you are affected by your thoughts, feelings, and attitudes, and theirs affect you too. We're all connected in the energetic field. What are you feeding the field environment? Negative energy or uplifting energy? Our scientists are exploring how we're all interconnected in the energetic field environment. In one independent study, 4 people sat around a card table. 3 of them were trained in a Heart Math coherence technique. Their heart coherence was measured before and during the experiments. What's coherence, you ask? Personal coherence is when your heart, mind, emotions, and physical systems are operating in sync and resonating in cooperative alignment. So 3 of the 4 people at the table shifted into coherence using our heart lock-in technique while the 4th person sat quietly. What do you think happened? You guessed right. The 4th person's heart coherence level went up too, just from being in that uplifting energetic field. That's the power of interconnection. This experiment was actually done 10 times involving 40 people. They got the same results and the uplifting effects were confirmed. A research study at several universities was done with people standing at the bottom of a hill, wearing backpacks. Turns out that when more weight was added to the backpacks, the people thought the hill was steeper. Even more amazing, the experiment revealed that the hill didn't seem as steep when friends stood next to each other. The closer their friendship was, the less steep they thought the hill was. The quality of our relationships affect how we perceive the world. Friends lighten our load. Social coherence is a stable, harmonious alignment of relationships that enables an efficient flow of energy and communication. Researchers say that the most successful groups and organizations operate more coherently in that positive, energetic state. Now imagine the field environment that must surround athletic teams. When a California women's volleyball team heard the bench yelling, "Link up, link up," they interlocked arms and used the Heart Math's quick coherence technique. They got in sync, and to their surprise, they broke their game point record. Creating a coherent, social environment can lift others and bring out the best in all of us. Heart Math teaches individuals, families, businesses, and public agencies many techniques to increase personal and social coherence. Social coherence is much more powerful than standard positive thinking. It can be learned with simple practices like you'll find in our new e-learning programs for children and adults. We're even developing a new technology that can measure coherence in families, meetings, teams, or any group. People around the world are receiving benefits from social coherence tools and practices. As more of us practice coherence, we can create the kind of world in which we all want to live. One of deeper caring, kindness, connection, and cooperation. Know that when we are loving or filled with gratitude, our hearts radiate a more coherent signal into the environment. So, what are you feeding the field today?
I apologize, but things were switched around and we have another person coming in now. But I thank you for listening. We are all humanity, and we are the energy and vibrations of and in this world. As we choose our paths, remember our goal is to close the gap between ourselves and the Creator by using universal laws, beginning with energy and vibration, increasing the calm so we can make better choices and be the light that is missing. When children of the first scientists, Father God, mature, how does their behavior change and what do they become? The whole idea is that we should become light so that just by being, we influence with our energy and vibrations. The whole design is to change, stop being where we are, and start changing to become the light that is necessary for harmony, peace, and love in the world. And for me, India.Arie says it best. Please listen.
I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 Yeah. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. Oh, light. Yeah. Oh, light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Yeah. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. you.